I guess we are going to be debating over whether or not democracy exists in the United States while playing Portal 2. Okay. Howdy! Oh. Wait, are you speaking? I don't think I can hear you. Say yes if you're speaking. I legit don't think I can hear you right now, though. Like, type yes if you're speaking. I don't think I can hear you. I'm being serious. Like, honest to God. Chat saying they can't hear you either. Headphones?
Can you hear me now? It should work now.
Yeah, okay. So what's up?
Howdy! I'm doing just fine. I got done with a nice day of work and I'm feeling great.
Hey, that's good. Welcome back to stream. You're no stranger to the people here. So,
Mostly. I think I left a good impression.
Hey, who knows? But yeah, it seems as if you wanted to debate the premise of our country being a democracy. I'll actually read out what you DM'd me quick, just so that we can be on the same page. You said, and I quote, and this was in response to my video on the Moore v. Harper decision. You said, I want to debate you on why democracy doesn't exist in America, sir. Doesn't have to be streamed or anything. I just want to explain to you how both political parties are right-wing beyond liberal politics. So, yeah. So what's up?
I believe in America we currently have a parasitic system of corporatism where both parties do not fundamentally want to change the status quo, and one heavily wants to uphold the status quo, and one wants to make the status quo worse, and one happens to pretend to care about social issues and minority groups, yet does not change anything beyond surface level politics and ideology.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again? Your volume was low. I just cut you back up. I apologize.
It's fine. Is it better now?
No, that was just on my side, but it is better now, yeah.
Yeah, so basically my entire point is that one party wishes to uphold the current status quo and one party wishes to make the status quo worse, and neither party really is different when you look on it on a deeper economic level. I don't believe there's an actual democracy where we have multiple parties. That's why third parties, for example, are laughed at. We don't have any real democracy. We just have two entities that are funded by corporate donors.
Okay.
Both of which are right-wing.
Okay. So, basically, due to the politics of both political parties, you are of the belief...
It's not just the politics, it's the system that we have, and we've had for a while.
Okay, so, basically, due to the fact that both parties are funded by right-wing political interest, you don't believe that...
Yeah, and one party, aka the Democratic Party, which is to uphold the current status quo, as bad as it is, and the Republicans wish to make that status quo worse.
Alright. So, and due to that reason, you don't think that there is a democracy in the U.S.?
Well, I don't believe that I have, like, my personal politics. I don't believe many people have an actual choice that they want, and they're forced to just choose these two parties. That's not a democracy to me. We don't have people who actually represent our interests.
Well, I mean, that depends on necessarily what you define as interests in a situation. I do agree definitely with the point that both parties are absolutely funded by right-wing interest groups, but when we look at the nitty-gritty of what these groups are and what they generally believe in, there are absolutely differences in these interest groups, even on like an economic standpoint. Like, right-wing Republican politicians are definitely far more funded by interest groups that stand in favor of, screwing people out of healthcare, whereas while the left-wing... Well, while the Democrats aren't necessarily good on the healthcare aspect, they are definitely center left wing. They are definitely a lot better about not shitting people out of their healthcare compared to the Republicans. Like, are we in a good state democratically in the U.S.? No, but at the same time,
I don't think we've ever been for a very long time.
I mean, I don't think we are either, but I wouldn't necessarily
I mean, like, we have a history of targeting our own citizens.
If I may finish,
yes, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
You're fine. But, like, we may not be in the best state democratically in this nation, and we may not have been for a while, but I don't necessarily think that that means that there is no choice in this. There is choice between the internal issues within parties, whether it be, their stances on certain social issues. There are definitely differences in what politicians you vote for in a party. Like, for example, in 2016 and even in 2018, not 2018, in 2020, you had the choice in the Democratic primaries between someone like Biden or someone like Bernie. And even though Biden ended up coming on the top of that, the fact that someone like Bernie, someone who is fairly left-wing, especially from an American perspective, can come out on top, definitely speaks to there being a level of democracy, a level of person choice in the parties, even if it isn't necessarily what we want to see.
Let me just get this through. What is your definition of democracy within America? Because I have my own definition. What is your definition of it?
My definition of democracy in America?
Yeah, what is your personal view on it?
Like, how I would define, like just a flat-out definition of democracy in America? Or like you want me to describe how it functions?
Describe how it functions to you, from your point of view.
From my point of view?
Yeah, within this current system.
People vote for politicians.
Do you really think that people actually vote for these politicians, or do you think that corporate donors in America, the current state that we have, actually just pushes these politicians out? Like, do you actually see actual grassroots politicians that want to represent the interests of most Americans right now?
Bernie Sanders.
But Bernie Sanders lost, and the Democratic Party
Bernie
sold
Sanders
many of these
generated hundreds of millions of dollars from grassroots donations alone.
And the establishment crushed him.
The establishment crushed. Bernie Sanders was the second most popular political candidate on the Democratic side for the past two elections.
We're talking about now. They have crushed him. He will never have a chance to run again. There will never be another
Wait, but
Bernie
there
Sanders.
are absolutely people who are like Bernie Sanders that will run again. There are people like AOC. There are people in the squad. There are people. Wait! Hold up! Before you start laughing, yeah, you may not necessarily like them, but that doesn't mean that they aren't grassroots. That doesn't mean
she supports Israel.
Wait! She has more than just that. Wait, are you talking about the vote over whether or not to send arms to Israel? The reason why she did that was because she got pressured into it by fucking Nancy Pelosi, who is a demon, mind you. But that doesn't mean that AOC is a neoliberal. She's been consistently one of the most progressive people in Congress.
Alright, whatever you say. I'd much rather these people actually be defiant and like tell demons like that to fuck off when we vote them in, but like, who knows, we can't.
Wait, that's not how politics works. AOC has some Wait, no, that's not how politics works. AOC has ideas and bills that she wants to push. Nancy Pelosi at the time was Speaker of the House. Nancy Pelosi was the leader of the Democratic Party in the House of Representatives. Yeah. She could have nuked any provision that AOC or the squad wanted to put in if AOC didn't give her a concession, which is likely what happened in that scenario. She didn't even vote to send that aid to Israel. She just didn't vote no. She voted present, which is a difference. Yeah? Does that mean it was a good vote? No, I personally disagree with it, but to go over that one instance and then act like American democracy doesn't fucking exist because of that that's ridiculous.
Because like even the progressives that my family has voted for from time to time, when they get in there and we're hoping that they actually like try to like challenge the establishment, we just end up getting breadcrumbs, or they just end up just like constantly fucking conceding to the Democratic Party.
1 second.
I don't think there's democracy when people are afraid to actually fight the current establishment that is against actual forms of democracy.
Wait, AOC has fought the establishment.
Give me examples, because
Yeah,
all I've seen is her constantly
hold
concede
up.
to people like Nancy Pelosi
Hold
and the
up.
Democratic.
Hold up. She has
Yeah.
fought consistently for things such as Medicare for All. She is heavily on the bent of supporting unions. Mind you, unions are not something that are very supported by corporate interests. She has constantly been on the ground supporting the fight of unions and people trying to unionize. She has been extremely big in the push for more transparency in the government. She's been extremely big in the push for better environmental concessions from corporations, which again, corporate interests really don't like environmental concessions because it makes them spend money trying to change their operations. Just because of one concession that she made over her, she's been in Congress since 2018.
I'm not just
one
talking about
concession
her
that she's
exactly. I'm
made.
talking about the entire squad on its own. Like I've never seen them. Like half of these like unions that I see get started. I've never seen any of these like projects that they start or like bills that they pass ever really have an impact on most Americans as a whole, or working class Americans.
Well, that's because they're still a tiny group in Congress, but they have been growing in size each election. The squad isn't 4 people anymore. They doubled in the last election as a group of people that are generally considered to be the squad. They have to grow in size first. Yeah? Like, listen, four representatives can't get much done unless there's like a very, very, very tight margin in Congress. That's the only reason why people like fucking guy from West Virginia and Kyrsten Sinema have been able to force so many concessions out of Dems in the Senate. It's just because of how close that margin is.
It's just like from like I've seen my family. My family's lived for generations in this country. We just haven't really seen anything change. We've been voting and voting for these types of people for years on end, and I just don't see an end to the status quo within the current like 2-party system. I'd much rather we just all like consider third parties at this point, because like I don't see this changing within the next few decades, you know.
Well,
and I'm not willing to just wait and just step by and let the establishment continue to ruin the normal days of like working class Americans. I'd much rather we just have absolute action for real democracy by the people.
Wait.
And not by these corporate shills.
Wait, that doesn't mean... Listen, just because a lot of these people have been donated to by corporations doesn't mean that things have absolutely changed over generations in the U.S., and these are things that wouldn't be...
I mean, like, I've been looking at these stats, though, and, like, black male unemployment, black communities are still in the gutter. I still see high cases of black homelessness, even amongst black children, for example. Like, I've been to L.A.
Wait,
and
but question. I have a question for you,
condition.
if I may ask.
What?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are black people forced into different facilities now just based on the color of our skin?
Well, I mean, it depends.
It depends?
Like, most of the time. I mean, it depends. Like, our economic condition is tied to our skin color. If you look at our history, like most of the policies that have been enforced on us were based on our skin color. That has brought us to this current state. So,
well, yeah, but those economic issues have been significant. Listen, those economic issues in the 1920s significantly worse than they are now in 2023. Yeah, like we have definitely gotten better. And we've definitely gotten a bit
still
from
bad
electoralism.
though. Like, do you want me to take you to California and show you how fucking horrible it is there? Like, there's literally black people dying in the streets over there.
Wait, it's bad, but it's better. Things happen over a period of time. Yeah, you can't just snap your fingers.
How many black people need to be pushed out of their communities and die on the streets in these liberal stronghold cities for it to get better, though?
Okay, that is heavily loaded right
I've
there.
seen it.
Wait, no, that's heavily. Wait, hold up. Wait, pause. Pause, dude. I fundamentally reject this framing that you're using. Do you genuinely not believe in the idea that incrementalism is sometimes something that has to happen for political action to happen?
I believe that it can happen, but like I'm seeing people in suffering right now, and nobody cares about them. And I'm not the type to just wait and like listen to these stories from my relatives and friends. Of friends and family suffering in these liberal stronghold cities and literally being pushed onto the streets.
I'm sorry that that's happening. I'm sorry that that's happening, but I guarantee you their struggle is significantly less hard than it is than it would have been if they were living in the 1920s before the Civil Rights Act got passed. Their struggle is probably significantly better than it would have been then.
I'm not saying it's like we're in the fucking 1800s or 1920s, but I'm still saying materially right now they're doing fucking horrible, and half of them are about to get fucking laid off.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate, but you know what? At least there are recourses in place for what happens whenever you get laid off. If you got laid off in the 1800s, you were fucked. Yeah, but since political action well, yeah, you're still fucked, but you know what? Since political action in Congress, since political action from people such as presidents, look, you wouldn't have half the labor protections that you have now if it wasn't A, for unions, and B, for progressive people in Congress, well, progressive for their time, in Congress passing legislation to protect workers.
You know, I do like hard, like manual labor, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I just work. I don't really care about these protections. I just want to get food on the table for my family.
Well, yeah, and that's what people cared about then, too. But the thing is, too, about putting food on the table for your family, you actually want to have protections in case something happens to you, and you aren't able to do that to ensure that your family is still protected and cared for. And part of that is voting for politicians who will actually put in things such as that to protect you.
Yeah, and like this, we're gonna go this, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but whenever black people ask something from Democratic politicians, I always see that they get a cold shoulder. For example, like I remember we were asking Clyburn, like constantly asking because we voted these people, and hey, can you do something for black people? And like I could show you a clip real quick of him actively disrespecting a black person, just asking him, hey, what do you have planned for black people? And we get the cold shoulder. You know, like I see a lot of other groups like getting these great things passed, and the Asians, the Hispanics, but I never see anything specifically targeted at blacks. And we've been over this multiple times before.
Could you speak about exactly what bills you've seen passed in favor of like Asian and Hispanic people?
Well, like there was an Asian hate crime bill. There were a lot of business grants. Like the Asians got over 52 million or so dollars.
Wait,
and it was like signed by the Republicans and Democrats. You can look it up. The Asians got like 52 million or 53 million dollars.
What is the name of that bill?
I don't remember the bill exactly, but just look it up for me.
Could you pull it up for me?
I remember. Yeah, let me look it up again. Sorry.
A, that's extremely vague, and B, black people have had electoral action passed, and we've gotten amendments passed. The 13th Amendment wasn't talking about, like, non-black people. Like, let's be honest, okay?
Well, I'm talking about like tangible action. Like I want businesses, I want investment in my community by these politicians that we invest in. You know, like there's investment in other communities.
Then you can push for that, but shying away from electoralism isn't going to get that to happen. Politicians only care about what voters want, and if you shy away voters, and if you shy away electoralism to go vote for like a third party, then politicians aren't going to give a fuck what you do because you don't vote for them.
Like I'm not at that point to where I want to go third party, but at this point, there's no recourse I see for black Americans besides going for like anyone, even if it's a third party that carries their interests. Because I see how bad things are going to get pretty soon.
Well, it depends on what you define as our interest. There are plenty of black people in this country who do not.
Well, for example, there's a hot topic of reparations right now that Democrats have been against. There's a hot topic about a black hate crime bill. There's a hot topic about business grants that many groups have been against. There was a case that I could show you where an Asian and a few others were against business grants being given towards black Americans. Let me get it real quick.
Okay, yeah, no.
Like, there's many hot topics that black Americans have been talking about where we've advocated for something and it gets shot down instantly. Yeah. I could show you if you want.
Please.
Like, I think you know about these hot topics that have been going on.
I mean, again, you'd have to be. You would have.
Also, I showed you 10 minutes. Like, you want me to show you? All right, sure. Hold up, you don't know about the reparations topic?
That is so vague. What specifically about it?
Reparations towards black Americans who were enslaved. Due to our current fucking horrid economic position, many have decided, hey, since we have been fucking denied our Americanness and been cut out economically and had our shit stolen, farmland stolen, which I could show you a source towards, many black Americans, farmland was stolen. Many of their businesses were burnt down. I think you're well aware of the Tulsa race massacre, for example.
Yeah.
I think that was on your timeline. That has happened numerous times, or numerous examples of that, and many black Americans are simply asking for reparations for all the stuff that has been unjustly done towards them. like many other groups in America who are given reparations. Very simple topic.
Okay.
Like it's not really beating above the bar that much.
Okay, so you sent me something.
Be
NBC
simple
News,
request.
Asian America, New York give. Well, no, that's just the link name. It's taking a little bit to load. New
Yeah, hold
York
on.
gives
Let me
10
also
million
get
to
the
Asian
15
American
million.
groups impacted. I mean, communities hit by pandemic. The Asian American community was especially hit hard, not only by the virus, but by an increase in But oh shit! Why the fuck does this look so weird on my screen? Holy shit!
It looks
Wait,
very
hold up.
weird.
Yeah, my stream is having an absolute fucking stroke right now. 1 second.
Hey, and look at this $49.5 million in grants given to Asian America, like to address Asian American xenophobia.
Okay. Yeah,
Like that's
cool.
tangible things. Like we can also go over the hate crime. Those are tangible things being given towards a group which doesn't even vote towards the Democratic Party in mass numbers as Black
Okay.
Americans do.
Let me pull something up very quick.
You know. Yeah, like I don't like. I'm not even asking a lot from the Democrats. Like blacks, we're not asking for a lot from them. You know. Like I don't think you're against reparations, right?
No, not generally. No. Wait, hold up. Question: What about all of the grants set towards HBCUs each year?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I've looked at these HBCUs. HBCUs, from what I've seen, for en masse, don't really like. From what I've seen, like when you look at it, none of them are actually managed properly. Half of that money is like funneled around, doesn't go towards these actual schools. Half that money is being pocketed by these people running the schools.
Well, that's corruption.
And then
It happens with nearly every
and then
school.
and yeah, that's a lot of corruption that's allowed to go on. Like there's no auditing going on, and you also have to consider that most of these HBCUs that I've seen don't even like. It's not even just all black. Like they accept Hispanics, they accept even Ukrainians that were going in.
Well,
from what I've seen.
I personally think it's like I'm starting at an HBCU in like a couple of weeks. Personally, I'm like, and I've already been to that HBCU before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they accept people who are not black as they should because it'd be kind of weird.
Well, like I want. Don't
But
you
like,
want
if I
black
may
institutes?
finish that point.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people who are not non-black apply to those kinds of schools, and B, also, can you repeat what you just said?
I want black institutes. Is that hard to ask for? Like I want us to actually start caring about our people and focus on them. Like I want black businesses, I want black communities, I want black colleges, I want our people to be able to teach ourselves and teach our children, give our children jobs. I don't want our children going towards white people or other groups for jobs. I want them to be secured.
Okay, well, you are
Like every other
perfect. You
group's
are more than
secured for all.
capable of opening your own business if you want that.
I mean, I already have my own business, but I want that done en masse, and I advocate for that.
Okay. So,
Work for my family.
I don't even know where to put. We started initially on democracy.
Yeah.
If you want to go back to that point, we can. While I try to find something on this.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's just like I don't think that like in this capitalist state that we have right now, true democracy exists. Our presidents are not decided by us; they're decided by people in suits. And even the presidents that we do want to get in, they just get cucked by the men in suits, black suits. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think even the tankies that people complain about realize this too.
Okay, but tankies are like literally brain dead.
I mean, I've met like one that gave some decent arguments that I liked about the current capitalist state of America and American hypocrisy. I think his name was Hakeem or something. He made a video about democracy and how flawed our system is.
Hakeem believes that North Korea is a functional system and is just being oppressed by the U.S. and that's why they need to fucking oppress all of their citizens. Hakeem is
I don't
not-
really know much of like, yeah. I mean, like I don't really know much about North Korea to really give an opinion on that. Like I'm just focused on anything that happens in America. I can't really give my thoughts or ideology towards like other countries.
Okay.
The only places that I really do like have an opinion on is Africa right now. That's about it.
Okay. Wait, hold up. Yeah, no. Actually, I have something
Our
on
politicians are bought
this. This
out.
is I pulled something up. This is directly from the White House fact sheet. This is of February 27th of this year. The Biden-Harris administration advances equity and opportunity for Black Americans and communities across this country. Okay. So, like, let's look at a couple of these. I can just post a link for you.
Can you detail this? Can you detail the equity thing? Is it like black and something else? Is it like everyone gets a decent slice of the pie, or is it directly directed towards black communities that are suffering right now?
It's mostly things that will benefit everyone, but like a lot of the stuff significantly helps black people on this. Like, for example, historic expansion to the child tax credit, cutting child poverty to record lows for black children. The ARP, which is the American Rescue Plan, provided cash relief directly to low and middle income Americans and cut black child poverty by more than half in 2021. I think that's a pretty important.
Can you link me this source real quick?
I did.
Let me read over it by saying that.
I did.
Let me look over this. Sorry, I'm just making sure. That's all.
Supporting child
because I'm sort of used to these people giving us the cold shoulder, so I'm just making sure this isn't like magic stuff, and then they're just not gonna do it.
Okay. I'm gonna read out a couple of this. Like, this is stuff that has happened as a result of the Biden administration's action on this. Supporting child care providers and reducing child care costs for black families. Black families are nearly 2 times more likely than white parents to have to quit, turn down, or make a major change in their job due to child care disruptions. The American Rescue Plan provided a $39 billion lifeline to help child care providers stay open and compensate early childhood educators as they provide a safe and healthy environments for children and help parents work. Yeah, so states have already delivered American Rescue Plan stabilization grants to more than 200,000 child care providers, 1 in 5 of whom are black. That is a lot of child care providers here who are black, serving as many as 9.5 million children and their families. Like, this is really good stuff.
I'll concede on that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff
I'll give
here.
You that.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff here that has unironically really benefited our community. Like, just because it may not be.
I mean, is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop right quick.
I mean, it's fine. I like these small cases where it benefits us, but I want something that's more like on a wide scale level, not just like I want millions of people to feel that they're secure, black people in America. Also, like, I want to respond to someone in chat that they say I'm really obsessed with blackness. Blackness is is my main identity. I was identified as black. I grew, like, my entire family's from America, and blackness is just simply my identity. I can't really get rid of it, and it's what defines me and what defines me economically and socially and politically. So I can't really just not say that I'm black, when it comes to politics. Anyway, you can continue.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'll generally say, like, don't pay attention to chat, because chat is chat.
Yeah, I don't pay attention. I just saw one thing that caught my eye.
Yeah.
Because I get that a lot. Everybody says I'm obsessed with blackness, and I get that. It's just that it's just personally what I advocate for black issues politically, Yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, is there anything else in particular that, like, because we talked about democracy already, and we talked about the flaws with democracy. Did I convince you at all there? With
I think you convinced me that in some cases this current system that we have can give us a bit of breadcrumbs that can make us feel happy from time to time. And that's fine.
I mean,
but I want something better.
I wouldn't necessarily say breadcrumbs. Like, these are pretty, like, cutting black childhood poverty in half.
Giant size. I'm sorry. Giant size crumbs. Is that better?
I wouldn't even say crumbs. There are, like, half of black children that would have been in severe poverty in 2021 are not due to electoral politics. Like, even if Biden isn't, like, Bernie would have definitely done better on that front than Biden, but half? That's it. That's substantial. That is substantial. That's something that should be lauded.
I'll give him this one thing. Is that good for you?
I mean, I would
still
mostly.
have my gripes with Biden and his history, but I'll give him this one thing. All right.
Okay, okay, but like again, I would mostly want to go like democracy. This idea that democracy isn't something that exists in the U.S. I would reject that because democracy is very clearly, the choices may not be good, but there are still choices. The choice may be between fucking McDonald's and goddamn, I don't know, Taco Bell,
two
but
shitty
there's still,
options.
yeah, like there's still a choice. It's
No. The options that we have are like no. The options that we have are like cat turds and like dog turds.
Yeah,
that's our option.
yeah. And if I'm being honest, if I had to manage one of the two, I'd prefer to manage the cat turds than the dog turds, because at least cats know to shit in the fucking litter box, and dogs just kind of do it willy-nilly if you don't train them properly. Like, I would prefer to deal with the cat turds, personally.
Yeah.
When it gets down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it, too, what it gets down to.
Also,
you go ahead.
Also, I saw you were talking about the EFF a lot. You want to get into that since we've gotten to a fucking stun lock on the fucking democracy stuff? Because the EFF stuff is really interesting. I saw your tweet, and I think you saw me reply to it.
I haven't even done the EFF segment. I didn't even see you reply to it. I've honestly been off of Twitter for a while. So, what's up with the EFF?
Dude, the EFF is going to save South Africa. I'm sorry to say, sir.
I have to fundamentally disagree with that. They are some wackos.
What are they wackos on, sir?
What are they wackos on?
I will say this: Malema likes to troll sometimes, okay, and he likes to piss off the bowlers. All right, that's about it from what I've seen.
I mean, honestly, on my EFF segment, I wasn't even going to talk about the Boer bit all that much. Their politics, racially speaking, are just bad in general. Like, even off of the Boer shit. Like, can you
explain how they're bad?
Yeah, have you seen what the EFF have said about Indian South Africans?
Well, what have they said about them so far? From what I've seen, like, Malema has just been, like, doing his typical dancing and trolling towards Indians. What has he actually specifically said? Because I just see him, like, just trolling in most of these clips and just, like, doing his typical dance.
Like,
towards Indians.
Members of the EFF have declared, like, all members of Indian South African groups racist, and, like, they have been not all that good when it gets to...
Indians are pretty racist, bro. I mean, Indians, like, a lot of Indians are pretty... Not all of them, a lot of them are pretty racist, bro. Like,
all of them?
Like, no, I didn't say all of them. I said a lot of them are pretty racist, bro. Like, can you not admit that, dude? Like, have you been around, like, an Indian community? Because I have, and they can be extremely racist towards black people.
I went to an extremely diverse school. They were sick as fuck, dude. I love them. I love my Indian friends.
I'm talking about... I'm not talking about westernized Indians. I'm talking about Indians in, like, Africa and, like, the India, like, homeland.
Have you
like,
been
you go
around
down
them?
there and, like, they have names. Yes, I have. I've been in their spaces, dude.
Yeah,
and
I have as well.
They have made it very clear. Bantu's very bad. Bantu's very subhuman.
Wait, but to declare all of them... Look, the fact of the matter is, when it gets down to Indian South Africans...
all of them.
Wait, the EFF did, though. Like, members of the EFF have done that, and they've been called out.
South African politics, I think when it comes to South African politics, where the apartheid system, as it is, was not entirely removed on an economic level, and was just, like, given, like, on a political level, the, like, apartheid system was removed, but, like, the whites and Boers and Indians still own most of the wealth in the country. That's why they might be angry, for example.
Okay,
and, like, I don't justify them calling every fucking Indian bad. I think you should aim yourself at destroying that system, and I don't want to police their language.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't think that's good at policing. Like, wait, I think it's perfectly fine to police language if you're saying some shit like fucking all Indians in South Africa are racist. Even though a lot of Indian people in South Africa were brought over as indentured servants. Yeah, so, like, A, let's specify that. Yeah? And
I mean,
B,
Irish people were brung over as indentured servants in the Americas, and they're still pretty fucking racist. Go to Boston. You know?
Bostonians suck.
Go to Boston.
That's not even an Irish people thing. That's just
Irish,
a Bostonian
dude.
thing.
Indentured servants. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Stop denying their Irishness. And indentured
A
servants.
lot of them are.
I'm
Have
sorry.
you ever spoken to a
can't just
black
pick and
person
choose
from
this,
Boston? They fucking suck. Everyone from Boston sucks. Boston is like the black hole of America.
But like the Irish folk there, suck more, and like they're more racist than the blacks. I'm sorry to say so.
I don't know about all that. I think everyone in
I
Boston
want you to
sucks.
go. I want to take you to Boston someday and let you have an interaction with those Irish folk down there and see how it feels. Okay, and you'll understand.
Okay.
Those indentured those like their ancestors who were indentured servants, they're still dicks. I don't think being indentured servant just excuses you from being racist on a group level, economically and socially. Like, these systems still hurt these Bantu people. Like, they're still living in slums. So when I see them get angry at that and call out these systems, I don't want to police their language, because they're like rightfully angry, even if misguided, towards unjust systems, and they wish to destroy them and make an equal South Africa. In fact, they have many poor white people in the EFF that want the same thing. They just want equality. And if they're angry at these current systems and people within these systems, I don't want to police them, and I don't think you should either. I think you should give them advice on strategy, maybe. But like, I don't think you should constantly condemn them. I think we should support the EFF, because they're the only ones in South Africa I've seen that actually want equality and to actually change the current status quo within their country, because they're still allowing monopoly capital in South Africa under the ANC government currently.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting my ass kicked in Undertale right now.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I get it. Undertale's very hard. I'll let you focus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing it with a fucking controller, because, why not? But yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, even because I was gonna cover VFF.
I support the EFF because they're against the status quo and they want to bring equality, even if they're very, very blasphemous and if they're very loud about it and they're not exactly nice about it.
Okay. I'd still, at the same time,
many of the Black Panthers would be considered very extreme when they talk. Back in the day, the Black Panthers were considered very extreme because they called out white systems, and we're not very apologetic.
Okay.
They still were fighting, even if they got slaughtered by the FBI. Those slapdogs.
Okay.
The deep state.
But it is one thing to be against systems, and it's another thing to hop around on stages saying, yes, fucking kill them! Like, these are two entirely different things.
He doesn't say kill them, though! He doesn't say kill them, though. The only like, thing you can claim that I'm saying kill a group in South Africa was the Boers, and he doesn't say kill all Boers is an anti-apartheid song that he sings ritually. It's not about killing Boers.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you see the clip of him? I think he was testifying in court.
He does that. He's been doing that.
Wait,
He's been doing that
can I
for
finish?
decades.
Can I finish? Okay, did you see the video of him? He was like testifying in court, and the guy was asking him, "Hey, would you call for like the deaf?" Because like this was on the topic of something similar to this. Would you call? Wait, 1 second. Yeah, but the question was basically, hey, would you call for the death of like the slaughter of white people in South Africa? And he couldn't say no. He was just like, oh no, I probably wouldn't. Well, no, it wasn't like I probably wouldn't. He was like obfuscating the question. He was like fucking Pepe posting.
No.
He was doing the same thing. He was doing.
No, hold up. Hold up, man. I saw Wignat make this argument when he was debating some guy earlier. Like, the context behind that is, like, they kept asking him over and over, like, that's a short clip that you saw. They kept asking him, and he said, no, I don't, like, he said multiple times that he was against Boers being killed. And they kept pressing. He said, no, I can't stop people from killing Boers. I'm not fucking God. He can't control random Bantus from killing Boers. They're not in his control. He's not a god. He doesn't control every Boer in the country.
Well, he can certainly be better with his interactions, politically speaking, to stop that from being something that might happen from his language.
I think him interacting with poor white Boer communities and allowing them in the EFF speaks a lot of words, don't you think?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
If he was pro-genocide and ethno-nationalism, he wouldn't allow a single white Boer or Indian member into his EFF group, yet he allows them in and even talks with them. Like, there's multiple clips of white EFF members that agree with him because they're poor white people and they don't like the current system of corporate monopoly capital in their country that the current ANC government allows. along with the monopoly on farmland that the Boers have, the rich Boers, because they're corporate farmers in South Africa.
Wait, dude. I'm sorry. This idea that like you can't be against a group because you let them into your party doesn't.
Oh, it's not just that. It's
doesn't.
like multiple times. It's not just that. It says multiple times he said that he did not want to kill the Boers until the fucking interviewer kept going and going. He said, "No, I can't stop fucking random Bantus from killing Boers."
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to finish this point, dude. Like, fucking the Nazis had, which I know, fucking Godwin's law. Godwin's law, I know, but this is a good comparison because the Nazis are a great comparison point. Yeah, I'm not saying that the EFF are fucking Nazis, but what I am saying is that the Nazis are a good comparison point in politics.
If you did, I was about to go off on you, alright? Okay. I swear to God.
Okay, yeah, but the Nazis had like, one of the leaders of I'm forgetting what bit of the Nazi party he was a part of. He got purged in the night of the Long Knives. But yeah,
it was a gay member, I believe.
Yeah, like, and he was really high ranking, Ernst Röhm, and he wasn't purged because he was gay. He was purged because they thought that his group was going to be a threat to like Hitler's power. Like, yeah, you can let people that you hate into your group.
Ernst Röhm was like talking about like just slaughtering everyone. He was just like pro-killing everyone. Like he was just too radical, and they just killed him.
Well, yeah, but that's fucking Nazis for you. You know, like generally, yeah, I think people who openly advocate for the deaths. I think people who generally openly advocate for the deaths of people are not very good. I don't know. That's a personal description.
Yeah, and like I will say this as well. Like I've seen him say multiple times he's against Boers being genocide. I see him welcome Boers. I don't think the Nazis in Germany would go to that extent to get people into their party and like actively say, I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to kill them over and over and over until actively like tricked into a question by a opposition party that want to get a certain response out of them.
I mean, they named themselves National Socialists.
By the way, a Boer funded party, by the way, which rich Boers that would want someone like Malema to be viewed as this ethno-nationalist, racist, anti-white guy that just wants to kill all Boer farmers, you know? Like there's like the Boers, like I said, still have economic power in South Africa. Like, you know, they control most of these people and who are cross-examining Malema most of the time. Like apartheid didn't end beyond its political structure. It's still there, man.
Okay, but still, the fact that this guy wasn't just like, oh yeah, let's maybe not just like all he had to say was no, I'm not fine with slaughtering white people.
Well, like he kept saying like, but here's the thing, I have a question for you. If Malema constantly said yes, I don't want this to happen, and then like a bunch of black people who were not under Malema's control went over to kill white farmers, they would have still said he was behind it because he still sings that anti-apartheid song. Like there's no way he wins. Like even when he has sung that song for decades now, and like Nazis on Twitter keep calling him anti-white and like that he wants to genocide all Boers. There's no winning here with Malema. If you actually look at the situation and material condition right now, like there's multiple attacks from multiple sides, from neoliberals as well, who are calling him anti-white, which I don't think he is. Like, if he's anti-white, I'm anti-white, you know? And I don't really care enough to hate white people, you know? I just want to, like, get black Americans in a better state in this country that they built with blood, sweat, and tears.
Okay.
Nice. It's like he wants to get his people in South Africa and many other people in South Africa in a better state in the country that they built with blood, sweat, and tears and warfare and a lot of death, you know? There's a lot of similarities.
Okay. But at the same time, though, wait, can we at least come to the agreement that the song is bad fucking optics? Yeah.
I don't care. Listen, all right? I think that singing an anti-apartheid song is base. Why don't you think it's base? I thought you'd love an anti-apartheid song.
There are plenty of other anti-apartheid songs that he could sing.
Bro, dude, come on. That is like I like seeing Nazis get mad at that song. Why would you not be happy about Nazis getting mad at the Kill the Boer song?
I am generally fine at Nazis getting mad at stupid fucking songs and like seeing Nazis wait. I'm sorry. Not stupid. Yeah, I like seeing Nazis get mad over stupid shit is what I meant to say. And if it's a song that's even fucking better, Yeah, but you know what it sounds like to the average fucking person whenever a bunch of Nazis, and a lot of them are crypto-fash, but what it sounds like to the average person when a bunch of Nazis are saying, hey look, this group of people in South Africa want to kill all of the fucking white people, and then Malema and his party are sitting there just like, kill the Boer, kill the fucking farmer, that doesn't look good! That looks horrible! Come on now!
I know, but like, it's just like I know what he is and I know what he's doing. Like he's doing this intentionally, bro. He's been doing it for decades.
Okay,
why can't
and
you
that's,
just be like,
listen,
like I thought someone like you would sing the song along with him, my brother.
Be a troll on Twitter. Don't be a troll on fucking the political stage, especially when a lot of, especially when the discourse.
The difference between me and you.
Especially
I think
when
that trolling Nazis and Wignats is funny.
Hey, listen, I've been trolling Nazis for far longer than you have, and I'll be 100% honest with you. This is not how you do it.
On a national level, in a anthem, is awesome.
On a national, look, there are different ways to troll them than giving them ammunition. Yeah, there are things. Optics matter.
We're gonna let them shoot that ammunition, and we're just gonna keep running towards them like the Soviets did.
And that's not gonna go fucking well because all the money's in the hands of the fucking Nazis in South Africa.
I mean, you just have to win over the poor whites, man. That's what I'm targeting. That's what he's targeting right now.
And you know how you don't win over the poor whites? Singing "Kill the Boer."
Hold up, there were poor whites that were singing that song, bro.
Yeah, some of them. But you know what? Wait, what do poor people do in America? Do you know what poor white people do in America? They fucking simp for the rich white people in America. I'm pretty sure the same thing's gonna fucking happen in South Africa. You aren't gonna get anywhere doing that.
Hold up, dude. The poor South Africans hate those middle class, like higher class South Africans, and many poor whites that I've talked to fucking hate these rich white people. It's just like,
yeah, many, but that doesn't mean all of them. The average Republican voter is destitute. Well, not the average, but a lot of Republican voters are fucking destitute. They're broke as fuck. The ones living in trailer parks are the ones who vote Republican, and you know why they vote Republican? Because they simp for the rich niggas.
Well, it's not just because that. It's because the Republicans go in there and like most of these Midwesterners have their jobs taken, their livelihood taken, and a Republican goes in there and deceives them and tells them, "Hey, I'm gonna give you guys your jobs back. I'm gonna make America great again." That's how MAGA got up, because Trump actively lied and deceived and appealed to the working class of America. It's that simple. These politicians appeal to these people, and I think Malema appealing to these poor white people in South Africa that have been left behind in a horde system is good. I think he should use that in a good way, not a malicious way like the Republicans did to the working class of America, but actually do it in a good way where you actually do fill in those promises that demagogues like Trump made, for example.
Okay, but
did not fulfill.
At the same time, I don't even necessarily. At the same time, even if the fucking EFF were to get into power and they didn't do the fucking ethnic cleansing, yeah, like, I still wouldn't necessarily trust them because they're a fucking Marxist-Leninist party. Marxist-Leninists are insane.
Listen, man, alright? I don't like many Marxist-Leninists either, but like, if they improve the conditions of everyday South Africans and they just make it so South Africans have running power and like actually can like eat and have a well-meaning, great life for themselves, I don't care. I just want the best for these people, and it seems the EFF is the only one that's actively advocating for policies that would do so and would get rid of monopoly capital in the country.
No, other parties are as well. They may not be doing it to the same extent that the EFF are doing it, because the EFF
are the ones that are
on paper a Marxist organization. They are on paper, but fucking Marxist-Leninists are not they would just centralize power within themselves. That's what Marxist-Leninists do.
Listen, man, what other options do we have currently besides these Boer parties that just want to make South Africa worse for Bantus?
You could do Mandela's party.
Mandela didn't go far enough in South Africa to actually deal with the issues of apartheid.
Well, that's because if Mandela went as far as I'm sure he wanted to go, and I know he wanted to go further, but if Mandela were to go further, he would have been shot.
I would have dived in the way of a bullet if Mandela just didn't cuck himself and like just continued on it.
No, you wouldn't have. You weren't alive.
I would have done it as a fetus, okay?
As a fetus?
Yeah, I would have dived in the way of a bullet as a fetus.
Mandela was president.
Mandela to do his thing.
Mandela was president in the 90s.
Listen, man, alright? Time travel is not far away, okay? So, like, just consider things.
Okay. Okay. But no, that's not... Like, being serious, though, Mandela, and I'm being 100% honest when I say this, Mandela was more based than he, like had to legislate as, because if Mandela acted as based as he...
I know he was based.
Yeah, if Mandela was more based than he actually was, Mandela would have been shot. He would have been killed.
Like, you know, I hate dealing with these colonial issues, man, because, like, you have a bunch of people here, like the Boers, and you can't just, like, be radical enough to, like, just ask the Netherlands to take them back. You just have to be, like, I have to appeal to these people unless they'll kill me. I hate these colonial positions that the Africans have been forced into. For, like, if they want anything more radical to change these colonial systems, they get killed. If they don't do it, they still get killed.
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
Yeah, and that sucks.
Bad.
But like, I don't think parties like the EFF are the way to go in changing these systems. The EFF are just one fucking failed civil war in South Africa from being like some super dictatorial party, and then you're gonna hear about fucking Malema genociding all of the Indian South Africans because like,
he's not gonna genocide them. Good lord. He's not
hey, listen, seeing what the fuck his party has said about it, it's a possibility.
Hold on. If we look at African history when it comes to Indians, like even like you want to hear the worst dictator in Africa? I can tell you real quick when it came to Indians.
Oh.
The worst dictator in Africa. Idi Amin, worst dictator ever, cannibal, all that. You know, even he, what I saw, just like gave them like a 60-day or something notice and like just let all the Indians leave.
60 days is not enough.
You know, they left pretty fast though, didn't they?
Listen, a lot of them left fast, and a lot of them also got fucking slaughtered. 60 days is not enough to uproot your entire life and leave your country to stop from being genocided.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I really wish that Idi Amin just gave him like 500 days.
I wish that Idi Amin wasn't a fucking mental asshole.
I wish the same thing too, but we're just dealing with world history, man. There's a lot of hypotheticals, but we're just going with what Idi Amin was in his current state. He was pretty insane, but like I wish he did things better. To like he didn't actually go to war with all these ethnic groups and just simply focus on improving Uganda, because Uganda had just been like enslaved by the British for a while, and like I really wish Idi Amin didn't get into power and we got somebody better.
Yeah, and I wish Gaddafi didn't get fucking sodomized with a goddamn knife when he got killed. Yeah.
Gaddafi, man, like Gaddafi's a complicated case.
Wait, what do you think about Gaddafi?
I think he was a typical brutal dictator, but what I read of him and what I saw of his visions for Africa were like they wouldn't be like constantly enslaved by the dollar and these neo-colonial powers that are currently still even fucking with places like Burkina Faso, Nigeria right now.
Well,
I think I would have preferred. I would have preferred his model, as brutal as he was, over the current state Africa is in, because you see right now that even right now in like Burkina Faso, Niger, and all these other like countries that are still like have colonial taxes that are trying to fight back, they're still being threatened and at the risk of like being collapsed by the French right now. The French are threatening to intervene.
Gaddafi wanted to basically be emperor of Africa. Gaddafi was fucking mental. He wouldn't have been any better.
I mean, like here's the thing. You either have Gaddafi or you have the French. Like you have two shitty options, but like one is more preferable over the French. I think we both hate the French equally.
Yeah, the French suck, but Gaddafi is also a demon.
He's a demon, yes, but like France is hell on earth. And it brings hell to Africa, and like 80% of the crimes in Africa were committed by the French, you know? So like, I'm dealing with two shitty options, but one is a little bit more preferable than the French. And French neo-colonialism.
Gaddafi funded fucking groups of people who relied on child soldiers doing fucking heroin to fight wars abroad.
That's very bad. And the French came in, beforehand and like raped and like killed a bunch of people and slaughtered them, and then afterwards said,
So
"We're
did
gonna
the
let you be
fucking
like independent,
Gaddafi
but instead
kid
of like letting you be
soldiers.
independent, we're gonna make you guys like under like a federal structure from France, and we're gonna tax you, and we're gonna let your citizens starve in the streets and die to the point where you have to rely on someone like Gaddafi, you know." Like Gaddafi's bad, but you can't lie. The French are the reason why people like Gaddafi even exist in Africa, and why people would even appeal to Gaddafi compared to the Western powers.
Technically, Libya is a result of fucking Italian colonization, but okay.
I mean, like, do you know how much fucking grip France has in North Africa over the Italians?
Yes, a lot, and it's fucking horrible, but that doesn't... Listen, selecting between France or Gaddafi is like literally selecting between Hitler 1943 versus Hitler 1944. Both are horrible.
But like, one actually, like, fuck, I'm dealing with two like horrible options, but like one has actually like had a model. Like I'm actually for Africa de-dollarizing and like getting its own currencies up.
Hey,
Like actually focusing on industrializing itself instead of relying on Western powers to carry it and like exploit it at the same time.
okay. Okay.
Like you have to realize how fucking much the third world like has very little great options, all of which are genocidal, which some of which want to improve the country but will still be horrible compared to the other Western leaders that want to treat you horribly and kill millions of your people
Yeah.
starving you.
Yeah, which is why when you have like even a semi-functional democracy, I would prefer that democracy be preserved and not like fundamentally fucked up by
Like,
some
for the
Marxist
most
Leninist
part,
party.
democracy, like if you actually think about it, democracy doesn't even exist in the third world. It never has in actual practice. Most of the democracies you see in the third world are just like Western puppets, like in Nigeria, and like Niger, which was cooped, where they just sell out the resources. There's no actual democracy or liberal values in the fucking third world at all.
Wait, Niger was doing like was their democracy good? No, but they were just like they were
They were
just
selling out
starting.
all of their shit to the French, dude.
They were
Are you
just starting
calling-
off as a fucking democracy, and then they got couped
Are-
by a
are-
group
are-
that's being funded by Russia. It's still imperialism.
Hold up. Are you for Africa selling itself out? Because like France was getting a lot of fucking resources from Niger. A
No,
lot.
I'm not for that.
13.
Fuck them. But the people who did the coup in Niger are just gonna turn around and sell that shit to Russia.
Yeah, I mean, I think Russia sucks too, but like, fuck. When I have to choose between the West and Russia, and I look at the history and compare them, and compare which one does more harm on a wide scale across the continent. As much as Russia sucks, I like do the comparison, and Russia sucks like just a little bit less, as brutal as they are.
A little
Like
less.
we're dealing with, yeah, and like the Chinese, for example, who suck. Like at least when they come in and exploit you, they'll pretend to like build you a bit of infrastructure and give you a little bit of shit while debt trapping you. The West just goes in, coups your leaders, bombs you, and then like causes refugee crises across Africa. Or will install Western puppet governments, like in Niger, for example, that just sell out all the resources.
Russia's literally trying to invade countries and take over territories in the modern day.
Yeah, that's bad. Did I say it was good?
No, but I wouldn't say that they are better than the West, even slightly. I think they don't even have democracy. They don't even have democracy down. Putin's a fucking dictator.
Hold up. Look at the West's history compared to Russia. I don't like either.
Do you know how many genocides they did?
Hold up. Name a genocide in Africa comparable to the millions who have died because of Western interventions and Western colonialism.
A genocide in Africa that's... Wait. Let me repeat that, please.
A genocide in Africa that was directly like involved with the Russians. Like the Russians directly pushed for genocide in Africa and like colonized them and like treated them horribly and like are actually giving them colonial taxes, taking their resource, taking all of their shit basically.
I could
Like performing actual imperialism.
I could most certainly point you to a leader who committed a genocide in Africa that was directly funded by Russia or one of its
Are you gonna
allies.
go to Derg? Are you gonna go to Derg in Ethiopia?
One
The
second.
Dergites? Are you going to the Dergites?
1 second.
The Dirge. If you go to the Dirge, I swear to God.
Can I look it up? Please. Please. Can I look it up? Thank you. Give me a second. Google. Gotta get Google to take a while, And I accidentally closed out the thing I was looking at. Okay. Yeah, so how about, the millions of people who died due to the Angolan Civil War?
Alright, hold on. That is way more complex than you think it is when it came to the Angolan Civil War. Millions died. Hold up. Millions died on both the western and eastern side. Like, the West, for example, got involved in Angola. Then the USSR got involved in Angola.
We don't even have to point to Africa. What about Cambodia?
Alright. We're talking about Africa, and, Cambodia was very bad. Very, very bad.
Don't you dare say but to that. Cambodia, people in Cambodia got killed by fucking pickaxes for living in cities.
Yeah, that was horrible. Alright, I'll concede to you on that. I'm not even gonna say but to that. I know the history of Cambodia.
Thank you.
I'm not crazy, dude. It's just as a black person, I'm dealing with multiple terrible issues. I'm just trying, terrible fucking, options. And I'm just trying to find the best terrible option that can benefit Africans or black people,
Okay,
You have to realize what we're dealing with right now with Pillow. On a global scale, not just in America.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, if I had my way, Africa wouldn't rely on the West, Russia, or China. But it just happens that we're in a circumstance where we have to choose between the West, China, and Russia, And Africa. They gotta choose. Which one would you want Africa to choose currently? Russia, China, or the West? Or would you prefer they stay neutral?
That is neutral. All of them fucking suck.
You know what? I agree with you on that. But you know what? There are some people in Africa that are very emotional in Burkina Faso right now that I will not judge for being pro-Russian, even if I have fundamental disagreements with them, because I understand the emotions, nostalgia, and reasons behind that.
Wait, I'm sorry.
A lot of bloody history with the West.
I'm sorry. Wait, what about the Wagner Group?
I think the Wagner Group should be slaughtered in Africa.
Okay, you know who funds the Wagner Group, right?
Yeah.
Russia. You know who's sending the Wagner Group? Nazis who slaughter Africans in the street for fucking gold into Africa?
Why did you say why didn't you understand why I said I wanted Wagner to be slaughtered? They cause a lot of issues in Sudan and a lot of other issues.
Yeah, but you know who's sending them into Africa?
Russia.
Yes!
Did you hear me say that I was not pro-Russian though? I just said I wanted Wagner to be slaughtered.
You said you weren't pro-Russian, but you did say that Russia was slightly better than the West.
Slightly better? Yeah, I mean, on a body count level and historical context, yeah, but in a practical reality sense, they're all shitty. I think they're all shitty. But I understand why some Africans are very emotional at the West right now and choosing Russia to spite them. And while I'm against that, I'm not gonna speak over them. Because I don't know them that well. I don't want to seem like an asshole to them, I'm just some American going in and telling them, you guys shouldn't be pro-Russian. You should pick the Western puppet and let them get back in, Though I would say the Niger right now, they just stay neutral and kick out Wagner from their country in the West and go for a better option.
I doubt that's going to happen.
I mean, in my ideal reality, it would happen. And I think it could happen. It just would cause a lot of death, I think Africa has gone through enough death.
Yeah,
from the West.
It's real unfortunate, which is why I want to prevent more deaths from Marxist-Leninist parties coming to power in one of the only functional democracies in Africa. Outside of Botswana, Botswana's doing pretty fucking good for themselves right now.
Yeah, that's because Botswana didn't get fucked over. The Anglos were really dumb and didn't see they had resources, so the Anglos left, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, and also they got stuck with, an actual good fucking leader to start off their democracy, and that leader didn't immediately get fucking cooed. Like
Or
in
like,
Niger.
or you like get a like nice hand on his shoulder from Macron, and like Macron tells him, yeah, can you give me all these resources real quick, bro, and like fuck over your people for a few decades? Yeah, thank you, dude. Mwah, you know.
No. No.
God, I hate the fucking French. I think they should all get kicked out of Africa along with the Wagnerites.
Yeah. 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 Fuck them. It's generally not a good.
I know I seem insane to a lot of people. Like, you have to understand the circumstances that I see before Africans and why I'm so extreme on some of these positions.
Yeah. If I may ask a question, on this
Yeah.
topic. So, one of the groups, and this is just a hypothetical. One of the
Yeah.
groups. Well, I don't know if I could say it's hypothetical. I think we'll see when I finish it. Like the groups in specifically that area of Africa around Niger, with the fucking like that western bit of Africa, West Africa.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on like the jihadist groups who proclaim themselves to be like anti-imperialist, but they go around like raping and torturing people in the name of Allah?
I think that we should. I think that like I would personally give those governments that are fighting those jihadists a bunch of drones and just drone strike all those jihadist groups into the earth. I don't like people. Like a lot of them are like going around raping women and like they deserve to be nuked or like tactically nuked. I think that'd be cool.
All right.
And I think that Africans should be the one doing this, not Western like soldiers. Just give these people weapons and let them deal with these jihadist groups terrorizing their areas and destabilizing them.
Okay.
Because whenever the West gets involved, they just prolong the conflict as much as possible, and then you notice they start taking the resources out during these wars with these jihadist groups, you know, like the French did in Mali. You know, they never really solved these issues. In fact, a lot of them continue to bolster these issues.
Yeah. Yeah, jihadis generally suck. And you know, personally, I'm generally against groups of people who oppose democracy.
No, by the way, I didn't mean. Stop looking like crazy. I didn't mean nuclear weapons. I just meant drone striking them. Okay, relax.
Oh wait, you're like I said, don't pay attention to chat. Chat is.
I just saw something show up on my notifications because I have notifications for YouTube chat.
Oh, okay, yeah. Listen, I love my chat, yeah, but they are occasionally not the smartest. Okay, I'm not even.
They can be very cringy. Very
much.
cringe.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, like, so we do agree that Russia still pretty fucking bad, right?
Yeah, I think that most players in this geopolitical context when it comes to Africa are bad. It's just that, like, when you guys talk about lesser evilism in America, there's also lesser evilism in Africa. Even if the lesser evilism is far more evil and far worse for Africans, they have like multiple shitty options, and they don't have an industrialized sector. They don't have any actual infrastructure that they've been able to build themselves outside of places like Botswana that have been taking advantage of it. But outside of that, Africa's fucked, and they have shitty options, and I'm not going to judge them for choosing one of those shitty options. Though I will like judge them if they choose the shittiest option, which is the West. You know.
Okay. Yeah. More from
Objectively,
Kutuma.
the West has done more to harm Africa than all of these shitty powers combined.
Hold up 1 second. More from Koturma in chat. Fuck you. I love you, but fuck you. You ass. Stop slandering me in public.
Who are you talking to?
It's someone in chat who has just slandered me, and I refuse to be slandered.
What they say to you?
They're calling me a fucking furry.
Well, you are a furry. I've seen your
I'm
fucking
not
Twitter
a
feed.
fucking
Dude.
furry.
It's so obvious you're a closeted furry, dude. Like, just stop it.
I'm not a fucking furry.
Like, you have a fursuit in your closet.
Dude.
I've seen your retweets.
No,
bro.
I don't.
I've seen your retweets,
Wait, no, my
I've
closet
seen
is just
your
full of
tweets.
fucking clothes, dude. Look at that. That's just clothes. It's a pile of clothes.
You're hiding it. You're hiding it.
It's a pile of clothes. I'm not a
You're
fucking
hiding
furry.
it under somewhere, okay? You're hiding it in your
These are
walls or
swim
something, man.
trunks. I just got clothes in there that I haven't fucking sorted through yet. Dude,
Like,
I'm
you
not a
can't,
furry.
like, even your audience knows that you're a furry, okay? I'm sorry.
I'm not a furry. Listen,
Well, then stop retweeting furry bait and like.
I don't
like,
retweet
revealing
furry.
yourself.
Wait, when have I retweeted furry bait?
I saw that retweet of that one girl dancing in the furry costume. He said, "Listen, like, hear me out, you know, guys. Like, hear me out." Like, I remember that tweet.
No, dude. I was complimenting them. I was complimenting them. All I said was, listen,
hear me out.
listen. All I said was, hey, this is actually pretty impressive. I've heard those suits get really fucking hot because it's basically a massive fur coat that covers your entire body.
All right.
I think it's impressive that this person is doing that.
You know what? I won't believe it. You look at the top guy to go to a furry convention.
I would never go to a furry convention. I don't want to torture my nose like that.
I mean, like, you can't hide it, man. The truth comes out. Like, it'll just be a matter of time until you just say, I'm a furry on your furry, like, Twitter feed, and I'm going to start making fun of you.
I'm not a furry.
Alright, everybody denies what they are. Like, a lot of conservatives, for example, like, say, I'm not gay, bro, I'm not gay, and then, like, they start, like, getting into femboys, and like, oh my god, like, I'm bi now, and it just goes down from there, man.
Listen, I'm very honest with my audience, yeah? I am not one to really lie to my audience. So, as far as I know, as of August 7th, 2023, which is a pretty long time of being alive, I'm 18 years old. I am not a furry.
I heard a lot of lie in that tone, sir.
You heard a lot of lie in that tone. Okay.
Yeah, I can just hear it. I can feel it coming off my screen, bro.
Okay. Look, I'm not a furry. Okay?
Hey man, like, to each their own. I'm not gonna judge you, man. I'm just gonna make fun of you.
Look. Look, that's all I can say. I can only say I'm not a furry, so I'm going to contrary to believe. How about this? Look, I'm not a furry because I actually don't like the movie Zootopia. I think that movie's fucking ass.
Like, even, like a lot of furries say they hate Zootopia, too, because it wasn't good enough to represent the furry class of America.
No, I hate Zootopia because Zootopia fucking brings their shitty fucking idea of racial politics and media into fucking...
That's what furry YouTuber said, bro!
No, because it's a salient criticism! That's stupid! No, that's something...
That all the time about Zootopia. Furries say Zootopia outside of porn, dude.
Wait, no. That's something that I personally feel for most fucking racism allegories and media. Yeah? I think it's like that with Detroit Become Human too. Detroit Become Human fucking sucks. For the same reason.
You know I think Detroit Become Human is based. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that... Wait, okay. Can I at least tell you why Detroit Become Human is stupid?
Go ahead, tell me why.
Okay, the issue with racism is that, like, beneath our skin, humans are fundamentally not different from each other, outside of, like, proclivities towards certain genetic illnesses, and even then that changes within, like, a handful of generations of interacting with each other. That's more so, like, environmental shit. Yeah, Detroit Become Human and other racism allegories like Zootopia are stupid, because those people are fundamentally different from each other. Robots are not humans, and will never be humans. And I think Detroit Become Human would have worked.
But why not? Why can't these robots claim humanity?
I'm gonna get into
humanity is like an intangible concept. I've seen them claim humanity. Like, I cried when I went through that story, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I cried when I saw the robots. Like, the robots were about to like all get killed, and they all felt actual consciousness, like a human would. Very beautiful to me.
I'll get into it.
Go ahead.
Detroit Become Human does not work because it is a commentary on racial dynamics between groups of people that are fundamentally different than a commentary on what makes someone a human. I think it would have made much better.
I just think they're saying that some people view these horrid creatures, like they even show these androids as being monsters and like damaging some of those things. Like, these horrid creatures are actually very human underneath the robotic structure and think and feel pain just like a human would.
Yeah, and I think if that's what the game's centered on, I almost called it a movie there for a second. I mean, it basically fucking is.
I love that movie because that's my interpretation of it, and it's pretty obvious.
Well, I guess it comes down to interpretation. I guess.
I think that even if it was like a horrid story, I like the action sequences. It saves the game, and like I love Connor and like Hank dynamic. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like cop bro movies, and I like cop bro games. That's about it.
Yeah, and I personally really enjoy, honestly, I like video games, is what I like, you know? And you know what? None of those fucking video games are furry video games. Outside of maybe Sly Cooper, but I played that when I was like 5, so I get a pass on that.
You know what, man? Like, even if you were a furry, it's okay, man. Like, we'll accept you.
I'm not a fucking furry.
Stop posting, like, stop retweeting furry stuff, all right? And then we'll be cool.
I don't!
Yes, you do.
I can go through my retweets.
Let's go through it, man. We got all day. And we got a bunch of topics.
Okay.
Let's derail more.
Listen. Yeah, this is going to be the last thing before we stop. This is going to be the last thing before we stop. I'm going to pull up my Twitter. We will go through to my retweets. I will put a cutoff to about 10 days ago. So that's going to be what? Like the 28th? I'm going to put a cutoff to the 28th of my tweets just so that we don't go for like a century on this, okay? See?
Yeah. Listen, all right, this is a good way to end like our little conversation, a little micro debate, man. I like these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. So, see? Not a furry. Not a furry. Not a furry.
All right.
Stop me when you see furry stuff. Not a furry.
How about let's have an agreement before this like comes to a halt. All right. If you retweet another furry fucking like post or like you like do another all right guys hear me out thing, I'm gonna call you out as a furry. Okay, and we're gonna start rallying against you.
Listen.
Deal?
I'm not a furry, and I disagree with that deal because I like supporting artists. Okay.
I like supporting.
That doesn't mean that I'm a furry.
That's about it.
I support all artists.
All right. You know, it starts off as that. Like we'll just halt that there, right?
I'm not a furry.
All right. How about this? If you do another here, all right, guys, hear me out. Tweet. That's gonna be deal.
Okay, I have a flag here.
I
have a flag here, but I can explain it. This is someone who is a furry, but they are mostly famous for being on COVID vaccine research development, and I retweeted them because they're talking about groundbreaking achievements in Alzheimer's prevention, which matters to me because I have had family members who have suffered from Alzheimer's. That's the only reason.
You know what? All right, deal. All right, you're not a furry. You're just in close proximity to furries, and just happen to be in close proximity to them. All right. That's about it.
I can acquiesce to that. Yes, I do engage with like furries.
I mean, like most furries I've seen are very progressive leaning, so like it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I like outside of the Nazi furries that I've made fun of, but like that's about it.
Well, yeah, but those people are insane. Now let's let's see when we get down. See, this is retweets from the 27th. I just need to find my last tweet. Yep, 27th. Okay, no furry shit.
All right. You've been keeping it clean. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm exonerated. I'm not a furry. Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to mess around with you while we ended the conversation.
Yeah. Good shit. Anyways, thank you for coming on. Glad you wanted to have this conversation. Anytime you want to come on, feel free to. And
I mean, I give good entertainment, man. I'm sorry to say.
I will say it was very fun. But yeah, I guess talk to you later.
Yeah, I'll catch you later. Like, can you make me one promise for it out? All right.
It depends on the promise.
Just say something for me for it out. All right.
Okay.
All right. Just say the EFF is kind of based on some things. All right. And look at the camera when you say it, and put it in a intro or something.
The EFF is kind of based on some things.
Good job.
Thank you.
I've done my work here.
You have a good day.
Have a good one.
The EFF are actually kind of good on queer politics. I will give them that. From what I've seen, the EFF are not overly queerphobic, which is a good thing. Who the fuck has a website formerly known as a Twitter account? I do. I have a Twitter account. Anyways, that was a debate that went all over the place. I'm not a furry. Yeah, I don't even have a fur affinity account. Okay? So you can't even proclaim me a furry. That's where all the furries congregate. I don't even have one of those, yeah? I'm not a furry. Yeah? I'm not a furry. Flat out. And let's be honest though. Democracy does exist in America. Is it flawed? Yes. Substantially flawed. It is extremely flawed. We would not be having the conversations that we're having today if American democracy was not flawed. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it is an experiment or a project that we shouldn't continue working on, because we absolutely should. And you know what? Next year, in 2024, when I cast my first ballot as a 19-year-old, freshly able to vote American citizen, I'm going to remember that. Okay? I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Make sure to join the Discord down below if you want to debate me like what happened today. And you can also follow me on Twitter, link down below as well. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Gotta hit the stop recording button.